Good morning. It says I'm live. Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for February 15th. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. Sometimes I click it a few seconds before 8. It's definitely 8. Alrighty. Let me say that again, and then we'll be a little more continuous. February 15th is the 46th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, with 319 days remaining to the end of the year, or 320 if it happens to be a leap year. Today's word is decimal. Decimal can be a noun or an adjective. As an adjective, decimal means numbered or preceding by tens, based on 10, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tens. As a noun, decimal either means a number in the decimal system or a proper fraction whose denominator is a power of 10. The word decimal comes to us from a Latin word decimus, which means tenth, like tenth, 1/10, the 10th, decimus, 10th. Alrighty, I'd like to take a moment here to mention that links to my research are included in the show notes. I ask you to go ahead and click that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I've said this so many times I should have it entirely memorized, but I still refer to my notes. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And remember that you can share this video with others with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. And watching it is great. Sharing it helps YouTube know that you like it, and it lets other people see it too. And that is always a good thing for the channel. Alrighty, let's see here. We do have a This Day in History playlist. It's in the show notes. I'll also be sure and put a link up in the iCards. And with that, we're going to start with something that when I saw this item, I thought of a little kind of a sing-song poem kind of thing that I heard as a kid. I think there's a lot more to it than what I remember, but the part I remember is in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. But this item in history is about February 15th, 1493. And that is when Christopher Columbus wrote an open letter to be distributed upon his return to Portugal, in which he describes his discoveries and the unexpected things he came across in the New World. Since he'd headed west in search of India for spices, he thought that he had discovered a series of islands on the edge of the Indian Ocean in Asia. In reality, he was describing Hispaniola and Cuba and felt that China must be nearby. He described the natives he encountered, which he called Indians, since he thought he was in the Indian Ocean. And there's certainly more to that, but that's the part we're going to report today. This is the birthday of astronomer Galileo Galilei, born February 15th, 1564. He lived to the age of 77. On February 15th, 1764, the city of St. Louis was established in what was then Spanish Louisiana. Of course, now it's located in the state of Missouri in the United States. This is the birthday of Henry Steinway, born February 15th, 1797. He founded the company known as Steinway & Sons about 167 years ago. They build and sell beautiful, high-quality, grand and upright pianos. Steinway & Company is still in business. Mr. Steinway, though, lived to the age of 73. This is the birthday of Cyrus Mccormick, born February 15th, 1809. He was an American journalist and businessman and co-founder of the International Harvester Company. In the agricultural and automotive business, International Harvester was later renamed Navistar, and Mr. McCormick lived to the age of 75. February 15th, 1870, an outfit called Stevens Institute of Technology was founded in New Jersey and offered the first Bachelor of Engineering degree in mechanical engineering. It's a private research university in Hoboken, New Jersey, and is one of the oldest technological universities in the United States. On February 15, 1879, President Rutherford B. Hayes signed a bill allowing female attorneys to argue cases before the Supreme Court of the United States. And I believe I mentioned that in last year's episode, and I'll put a link to that episode up in the corner there. Alrighty. Now, every day when I introduce this day in history, I tell you what day it is, sequentially within the year, and how many days are left in the year. And I mentioned that this is in the Gregorian calendar. And it is that on February 15th, 1923, the country of Greece became the last European country to adopt the Gregorian calendar. I know that in one or more of my videos somewhere, but I don't remember which one, I talk about the Gregorian calendar and its evolution. But I'll just briefly mention here that the Gregorian calendar was introduced in 1852 by Pope Gregory XIII as a minor modification of the Julian calendar, which had been the standard calendar of choice since about 46 BC. On February the 2nd, I told you about an event called the Serum Run, where diphtheria serum was relayed to Nome, Alaska by dog sled, the most reliable method they knew of to get across Alaska during this time of year. Since it's so breathtakingly cold up there anyway, especially this time of year, I mean, engines don't even keep running. So, but dog sleds do. So that was back on February 2, and on February 15, 1925, the second delivery of serum arrived in Nome, Alaska, also by dog sled. I must say I certainly appreciate the dedication, determination, and fortitude of anyone willing and able to do that. And in case you missed that episode, I'll put a link to that February 2nd episode up in the iCards for you, and that will appear when the live is over and we go to replay. I can go and plug that in. On February 15th, 1954, Canada and the United States agreed to construct the Distant Early Warning Line, which is a system of radar stations in the far northern Arctic regions of Canada and Alaska. And I'm not exactly clear on what they're warning, but probably, goodness, pardon me, probably of some anticipation of Soviet missiles coming over the North Pole, but I could be mistaken about that. February 15th, 1971 is Decimal Day for the United Kingdom. It signifies the date upon which the UK's currency was decimalized, which means that it was changed to a 10-unit system, or a system based on powers of 10. Before Decimal Day, a British pound was made up of 20 shillings, and each shilling was made up of 12 pence. With decimalization, they kept the pound, abolished the shilling, and subdivided the pound into 100 new pence. In American currency, 20 nickels, of course, equals $1, so a nickel could be like our shilling. But under the previous system, where 12 pence equaled a shilling, 12 pennies would have equaled a nickel. I'm sure it was less confusing to the Brits than it is to me. But none of that matters because on February 15th, 1971, they moved their currency to a decimal system. As I said, they kept the pound, got rid of the shilling, made a new pence equal to 1/100th of a pound rather than 1/240th. So many numbers. All righty, and I think that's going to do it for us today. It is 5 degrees, 5 degrees here where I live in Fort Worth. It's 10 degrees out on my back porch, according to that little thermometer thing that sends a signal in here to this wall, this wall on the clock, this clock on the wall in here. So that's very, very cold. Oh my goodness. Please stay warm, stay safe. And with that, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. As always, links to my research are in the show notes. And I'll add a link to last year's episode up there in the iCards and whatever else it was. I think February 2nd episode that I'll put up there also. All right, just checking notes here. Don't forget to give it a like. And all righty, now we can look for the thank you very much button. Thank you very much.